What's going on, everybody? I am Will Ortner. You're tuning in to Seahawks Today. And I'll tell you right now, man, week 14, Seahawks, they're going to win the battle of the birds. The Atlanta Falcons are an absolute dumpster fire of an organization right now. They cannot find a way to win. All of their best players are injured. And the ones that aren't injured, well, other than one guy at running back, they're just not performing the way that they need to be. This one's going to get ugly on Sunday. I'm telling you right now, it is not going to go the Falcons' way. I think the Seahawks come in and they make it very clear just how much better they are than the Falcons. The Seahawks have done a great job of doing this all season long. We saw it against the Minnesota Vikings. We saw it against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, shoot, the only team that the Seahawks really played down to was the Titans. And that's only because DK had a nice punt return. Seahawks aren't going to play down to the Falcons. Speaking of not playing down to Atlanta or anyone associated with the Falcons, Seahawks Today, we've been in a sub-battle all week long with Falcons Today, absolutely crushing them. We got 153 new subscribers. Help us out, though. We only got a little bit of time left. Can't let Moose and those Falcons cronies and those Falcons crew and those weirdos down in Atlanta. We can't let Magic City come ahead of us. So make sure that you go in and subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, go and reach out to a friend. Let them know what we got cooking on the show. Make sure that they know they don't want to miss any of our content. All right. So my first key to victory is really the main key that every team is going to have when it comes to slowing down the Atlanta Falcons offense. That's stop Bijan Robinson. The Outer Banks actor is pretty much the only good thing going on that offense right now, unless the Falcons are able to get back one of their young stud wide receivers who's been dealing with an injury in Drake London. That said, this is Bijan's stats, and he's one of those do-it-all running backs right now for the Falcons. I would mold him or compare him to a young CMC, an Alvin Kamara. When you look at his rushing yards, he's going to be over 1,000 very easily, probably over 1,200. When you look at his receiving yards numbers, he's got an outside shot at getting to that 1,000-yard mark, and he does both things extremely well. He makes the offense go. He's able to run the football out of the backfield, in between the tackles, outside of the tackles. And he catches the ball out of the backfield, giving Kirk Cousins an easy safety valve. He is their only offense right now. Kyle Pitts has never figured it out. And the rest of that offense, I mean, shoot, with who they got running that OC spot, it just hasn't been going well. So if the Seahawks are able to come in and shut down Bijan Robinson, I think that you are going to see the Seahawks easily walk to a victory that we might be running our post-game show in the middle of the fourth quarter. But there's going to be one guy that has to key in on what Bijan's going on, and I'm looking at the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, Ernest Jones IV. Now, it's a tall task, and he's not going to be the only one who has to stop Bijan. But most of the times when Bijan's coming out of the backfield, if it's man coverage, that's going to be your guy who's trying to stop Bijan from catching the ball or trying to get him down on the ground. When Bijan's running in between the tackles, it's between Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas and Tyrese Knight to get him on the ground and not let him break so many tackles. I think that Ernest Jones is going to be able to do it because I think Ernest Jones is maybe the most underrated player in the National Football League. And if he's not the most underrated, the most underrated is playing defensive tackle for you in Leonard Williams. Now, I've made it pretty clear. I've watched the film. I am not really worried about anybody that Atlanta is going to throw out against the Seahawks other than Robinson. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you've done your own film research. Maybe you remember a player from college. Maybe you just really liked quarterback and everything that Kirk Cousins has going on. Let me know down below in the comments. Is there another Atlanta Falcons player that worries you? And you know what? Maybe Bijan Robinson doesn't even worry you. Maybe no one on the Falcons worries you. Let me know what your opinion is down below. All right. My next key to victory for the Seahawks is you need to run the D ball. Run the damn ball. Why do I say that? Because the Atlanta Falcons, actually, believe it or not, have a pretty darn good pass rush. And you've been doing a great job of figuring out how your rushing attack works. When you look at the season stats for Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, they have clearly gotten better as the season has gone on. You have two running backs. While Charbonnet might not quite get to 1,000, he's going to finish the year at a pretty good number. right? When you look at Kenneth Walker, he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher. The question is he going to get to 1,100, 1,200? Where's he going to end up at? And both of these running backs do a great job over the last couple of weeks of hitting big chunk runs. Early on in the year, there were a lot of runs that were 2, 3, 4-yard runs. Now it feels like, especially when you get into the second half of games, Kenneth Walker's getting 15-yard runs. Now all of a sudden, Zach Charbonnet is getting 8, 9, 10-yard runs. You're seeing this rushing attack get better and better every single week. This is an offense that wants to run the football. Why do you want to run the football? Because you want to slow down the pass rush of other teams. The other thing that the Seahawks do so incredibly well is disguise what they're about to do. If you cannot run the football, then teams are going to pin their ears back and go after Sam Darnold. And this running attack, when they are doing their best on the ground, it makes life easier for everyone. It's going to slow down this pass rush because the Falcons do have a good pass rush. They can get you from the inside and from the outside. Dorless has been fantastic, and the two rookies have been fantastic on the edges. Let's run the football. It'll make life easier for everyone in the long run. My next key to victory. Can we please feed Rashid Shaheed? I'm tired of hearing from all the Saints fans in my DMs and in my comment section that we don't use him right. Can we please get him going? It feels like, and I know that you brought in Shaheed to be that deep play threat. Where is it? Why haven't we dialed up the plays for him? Why hasn't Sam Darnold taken more shots? He's taken 1 or 2. I want 1 or 2 a game because this guy is a complete game changer. I want to dive into his stats because they are less than what we expected right now. But before I do that, I need to let you know about my good friends over at Prize Picks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. Prize Picks. New feature alert! Prize Picks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. I got some takes for this weekend's action on my 3-pick Power Play. JSN, more on his receiving yards. Kenneth Walker, more on his rush plus receiving TDs. Kirk Cousins, this defense, less on his pass yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. So here are the stats for Shaheed since he's joined the Seahawks, and through 4 games, it is very disappointing. He's basically averaging a catch a game, and he's averaging essentially 10 yards a catch. But look at the targets. And these aren't drop balls by Shaheed. He's got 11 targets but 4 receptions, and it's because the Seahawks are not on the same page as him. We are not using him correctly right now. He should be 2 or 3 times a game in single coverage, throw the ball deep. Yet they refuse to, or they refuse to run him on those routes. I don't need to see Rashid Shaheed as a gadget player in the backfield. I don't need to see him running a bunch of 3-yard slants, 5-yard outs. I want to see him deep. He is a speedster and has one elite weapon. Not that he's not an elite player, but it is an elite weapon that he has with his speed. So let's frickin' use it. Sam Darnold, get it figured out because you're about to go on a run for the next 4 games that really matter, and they're all against teams that are in the playoff hunt or are going to be in the playoffs. So let's get our second best, third best maybe, wide receiver going. Are you frustrated right now? Did you expect more from Rashid Shaheed? I would say yes, but I don't blame him necessarily. I think I blame more of what's going on with the offense in Seattle and the play calls and the decisions on how to use him. I don't know that I blame him. You let me know your opinion, though, down below in the comments. Last thing, start fast, man. Start fast. If the Seahawks come in, they score 2 or 3 quick times, even if they're not all touchdowns, hey, you're up 17-0. This Falcons team is going to quit, man. They are full of a bunch of quitters. This is a bad team that knows they're not making the playoffs, that doesn't know if their coach is going to get fired or stay. They don't know if their position coach is going to be there. And they're already trying to figure out what their offseason plans are. They're already looking at hotel rates in Cancun. And for the guys who are on that rookie deal, well, they're looking for hotel rates in Galveston. What I'm saying is this team sucks and they want to quit. They do not want to be here. They want their season to be done. So end it. Get up big early, just like you did against the Cardinals. They will quit, and then you can rest. So the Seahawks and the rest of our stars are ready to go for the Colts, the Rams, the Panthers, and the 49ers, because those last 4 games are going to be massive. Here are my keys to victory. You got to stop Bijan, run the damn ball, feed Rashid Shaheed, and get off to a fast start. Seahawks are able to do this. Boy, oh boy, Seahawks are going to win. And guess what? I predict they're going to do all 4 of those things. One last time, we're in a sub battle with the Falcons. We cannot let Moose win. He's a big bragger. He does a lot of impersonations. And I frankly don't want to hear them. Don't make me hear Trump in Trace Moustakis' voice. Don't make me do that. Don't make me have to hear that. You don't want me to. Come on in, subscribe to the channel. If you got friends that haven't subbed, make sure that they do so. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you all next time.